Oh. Let me check. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so it's all Canadians?
No, no Americans allowed. Wow, that's
Yeah.
nice.
That's really just
That's just normal.
Canada first.
Hey, Ori, how's John feeling? Oh, he is?
Okay. This I think was.
I've got a couple balls
Oh,
too.
this
so
was your ball from earlier.
doesn't. I've still got a couple too.
I just wanted
so.
to make sure you had it back. Okay. So we're live. We're working on the video project. We're trying to figure out how to film it. This is going to be my dinking system, my 2s and 4s dinking system. We're trying to think of another name for it. So if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments. And then Deb Cooper, one of my commenters, said if I have the video, she said face the numbers towards that video.
Oh,
which was
very
smart. I thought, whoa, that's a great idea.
Yep.
So any other comments, we'll take them. And if they don't suck, we'll use them. No.
So let's start.
That was a great comment.
See if this works. Start with you here.
Okay. So we're having Gordon as the director here.
And after you've explained the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 2s or 4 backhand, let's just start with you demoing. You're going to be, you've got the ball right now, and you're going to go 2s and 4s.
Okay.
All right? Just simple 2s and 4s, just for a little bit. Do you want to do that, or do you want to assume we've done it?
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so we're doing 2s and 4s. This is kind of, there I just kind of bail out to the 2. I go back to my 4. She's got the 4. She kind of had me. I went to a 2. Now I'm back on my 4.
Okay.
And then I got it.
So now let's say, so I don't know, do we call that, that's not really offensive, it's kind of neutral.
Okay, neutral.
Neutral, right? Now let's say that she hits a great dink and puts you on the defensive.
Okay.
Show how you neutralize.
Okay.
How you go to neutral, get back to neutral.
So she hits a cross-court dink. I hit my bailout dink right there.
So that's perfect.
Yep.
Because you
Where
go
does the bailout dink go?
Okay, so we'll have to have
that 5 or something.
Yeah, probably,
How about
and maybe we'll mark it with chalk. It might be better.
just take those and put them upside down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll just leave them on this side since I'll be basically.
Yeah, you bailed it there. Right?
Yeah.
Not too much though, right? This is not a big bailout point, is it?
Oh, I bail out there. Yeah.
You go there.
Yep.
Okay.
When I have
If
to.
the ball comes over here, this would be
Let's move it back a little more. Yeah,
Like if you're
that's good.
wide, you can balance.
Okay. So we've done that. Now you've shown how if you get put on the defensive, you go back to neutral.
Yeah, so let me do that again. Yes.
these numbers aren't right on this side because
Yeah, they are.
it should be 1, 2.
No.
Remember, it reads like a book when you look at it.
Even when you're
1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're reading it like a book. 1, 2, 3,
No,
4.
they're correct.
His backhand is
So if you were on the other side,
yeah,
we don't worry about our numbers.
yeah, okay.
These numbers are their numbers.
It's the backhand. The backhand of right-handed people are the 2s and 4s.
I do that too, Vic. Yeah. Every time I'm like, this is a 4.
Just
No, it's
because you
not.
both have the same affliction does not make
Right.
it okay.
Great. Maybe we shouldn't be on the same side. Okay.
So I'm thinking
He doesn't know, but his mother was.
So I'm thinking you start out with like the basic where you're dinking and moving. Then you show your bailout and what happens. Now I think you talk about dinking with a purpose.
Okay.
And dinking with a purpose is not setting up an attack, it's setting up an opening.
Right.
Right.
I'm building a hole, and then I'm going to fill
So
the
now
hole.
you're taking the offensive and talking about the building a hole part.
Okay, so when I'm doing my 4s and 3s system, the whole point of the system is to build a hole or cause a mismatch where I get to attack. They're either going to give me attack, they're going to give me a gift, or I'm just going to build this hole and I'm going to fill the hole with the ball. And then usually it ends up with a point.
So let's focus first on the build it and fill it part, and then we'll do a section on what attacks you're looking for.
Okay. So here's kind of how when I'm on this side, this is one of my favorite ways to build a hole, is to go 4s and then hit this 3. Once I pin this person on a 4, sometimes they don't come back, right? If I hit 2 or 3 to the 4, they won't come back, so that opens up my 3. Now, if this person covers, now I got my 1 down the line open. So this is kind of what it looks like.
So let's do
So
it.
we'll
Yep,
do it.
exactly.
So I go 4, I go 4. If I can get them pinned, now I do the 3, boom. So if she gets it back, I just start over. We aren't done, I just start over. I'm looking to get her pinned. I don't really have anything there. Now I do my bailout because she got me in trouble. So now I go to my bailout spot right here.
Okay, I'll
And then I start over.
be so good.
I won't be so good.
Well, joking.
So I'm waiting on her to just sit there, yeah. I'll do 3 again. She's fighting, she got to 4, I'll go 3 again. I'll go 3 again, and there's an action shot, and my partner's ready. So we're gonna have to be cooperative.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna have to pin you over there.
Okay, I'll let you.
So let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah, so you now move over and camp.
and camp, okay.
Yeah.
A little
so
bit.
go a couple, and then camp.
And do you want me to move to cover or stay on one?
Stay on one for this one, and then
Good.
we'll show the other way.
Exactly.
So we're doing 4s. I just want to get her to camp. I'm just doing 4s, and once I get her to camp, now I have a 3, and then you hit too good a shot. You're too good. 4,
A little more cooperative, sweetie.
4, and then there's my 3.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
perfect.
what you want to do is give that to him.
So now the other hole I'm building, that's me doing a 4. My partner's here, he's hunting. He's looking for any kind of error. He's in the game, and we'll show that in a little bit. Perfect. But right now I'm doing 4s and trying to build a hole with the 3. Now, my other hole I'm building by going to a 4 is this person in front of me to come cover. Once I see him on that line, now my 1's open. So let's see what that looks like. So
You're
I'm
gonna
going
still camp,
4,
sweetie, right? Okay, good.
4, 4, and now I see an error, and there's my 1. Because he was trying to protect, he saw her camped, he comes over to protect, or he's trying to poach. I'm looking for this, specifically, I'm looking for this action. I don't have to remember 1,000 different attacks, 1,000 different things. I'm only looking for 2 very specific holes, which is the 4, open up the 3, or open up the 1. The 4s and 2s open up 3s and 1s, and that's what I did there. So I'm just looking for those 2 when I'm going for the 4. And those are the holes I'm picking up, and then we'll get into the attacks later.
Right now.
Right now.
But I think somewhere we got to talk about the gift, the volley.
Okay.
And I'm not sure when we do that. It's almost like, you know,
It probably will come up organically.
Right.
Because it'll
You'll
just,
get one.
oh, and there's a gift.
Okay,
now
good.
the gifts, which could be cool because it's like, see, I'm not even teaching the gifts because they just come up and there we take the
Right.
gift.
They
We
just
don't give that
arrive
gift
from
back.
Santa Claus.
Right.
Down the chimney.
Nice.
And there you
That's perfect.
But if you talk about the hunter being ready,
Yeah.
a lot of times the gifts are to the hunter.
That's, yeah. Yeah,
well,
and
they
then
can be
once
either one.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean,
at some point that's going to come up in
We'll get
the
one.
thing.
You'll get one, or
Yeah.
I'll get one, or someone will.
So right now we're focusing on just his direction is we're trying to box these little chapters.
Yep.
So eventually we'll bring in this other person
Yep.
and then I'll switch over.
So what I'm
and-
thinking is we do a section, and we're about to do the last piece of it, which is now talking about the attacks that you're looking for, the setup attack
Okay.
and attack. Then we'll do you over there with the ball, and then we'll have you back here and you not have the ball. So the ball's going to be going to Vic,
And then I'm the hunter.
and then you're going to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So first
you
it's
you're in the action in both
Yeah.
positions. Then we'll do
Yeah.
you not in the action as
because
the
he's
hunter
the
in
one
both
that's
positions.
talking and getting ready.
Exactly.
Right.
While he's hitting a ball to me, you could be talking about what you're watching for.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to do the attack. So when I am specifically on this side, my 4 is my main target. I'll go to 4, sometimes I'll go to 2, or I'll do my bailout. I don't even touch the 1 unless I have moved that person over to center. And depending on the athletic ability of that person in front of me, they might have to be on the other side of that court for me to go to a 1. So now we're going to move into the attack phase. I'm looking for 2 very specific attacks when I'm doing my cross court 4s. And they are I'm looking for a high ball that's at me that I can do an inside out right in front of me. That's one of the attacks I'm looking for. I'm not looking for 1,000 attacks. I'm looking for 2 very specific high percentage attacks, which is catching that ball out of the air, inside out and flicking at this guy's chest. The other one I'm looking for is a roll, forehand roll to that guy's right shoulder. Sometimes I'll just take it out of the air, boom. Sometimes if it's kind of deep and it's gonna bounce a little high, boom, I'll rip it. Sometimes I'll show I'm going there and I'll rip it. But those are my 2 attacks. I'm looking for the inside out flick to the chest, and I'm looking at a forehand roll to the right shoulder. So let's see if we can get that to happen. So I'm just doing my fours, my fours, my fours, and then she puts it up there. So now that was perfect.
Yep.
Because this is my attack, but it's not necessarily always my put away. So my attack, it might win the point, it might not, but by me flicking in front of me and him not having any time, what I'm looking for is a pop-up, and that's my real put away. So the attacks might win the shot, the dinks just might win the shot. I do an attack and it sets up an overhead put away, which is super high percent.
So I like that, I think, better than setup attack, just because setup attack is mouthy.
Yes,
so
I do
maybe
too.
it's
That's why I went
attack
flowing
and put away.
Yeah, that's why it just felt right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
that
say
was
it that way.
one. That was the inside out.
Instead of an attack setup, yeah, this is my attack.
Right.
And he gave me a 90% put away.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
Sometimes just the attack itself wins.
Yeah, sometimes the attack wins, sometimes just the dink wins. So whatever, I'm just looking for 2 attacks. Right there is one of them. High, middle, and I go in front of me. And if I can go, normally this person's in a backhand bias position. They're backhand bias, waiting. They aren't open, they aren't forehand bias on this one. So I usually put it on the forehand here. I try not to hit the
That's
backhand,
perfect.
but that one's just a great put away. Straight down at their feet. If they get it up, it's a pop up and I'm smoking it for the.
And I think you want to just mention that you attack in front of you because I have less time
Yeah,
versus
okay.
cross court where she can.
And then, typically I'm looking for these 2 attacks because they go right in front of me. So by this attack coming in front of me, I know where it's going, so I am ready for a comebacker. Also, by me going in front of myself, it gives my partner, if he does get it, it gives my partner time to be able to defend it. If I attack in front of my partner, he has no time to get it, no time to respond.
Yep.
So usually, typically, I try to attack in front of myself.
Okay, let's put you here.
Okay.
So I think that's that
Whole section.
section. Now, again, you're going to start off with the same thing, which is just dinking, 2s and 4s, right?
Okay.
From there. So
Okay.
as if we're kind of focused on you or whatever.
So typically from here, I'm doing my 2s and 4s. I can dink to any number, but I usually like to go to this 4 because it really gets people messed up.
Yep.
So I'm taking, see how my backhand sets up perfectly to go to that 4. If I bring it to another number, I actually have to manipulate my paddle to make it go to another number. By bringing it back in front of myself, I am my own hunter up here. I'm in charge. We cover the gap. The gap's already closed down this middle. We'll have to talk about gaps at some point.
Yep.
And maybe it just happens.
I think we're going to maybe talk about that when we do you aren't with the ball and what's your positioning.
And then I want to bring up, and because I'm a Dynamite Doubles certified coach, this is what I learned in that about covering the gaps to give her, because you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know half of this without her.
Well, I would not.
Now,
I would not keep going to you.
Is there any bailout
Either.
here for you? Probably not. There's it.
Yeah, typically I
Right.
don't have a bailout
'Cause
because I'm going
typically-
to the 4.
I mean, we could say
The only bailout is when it comes from this side.
I mean,
I'll
we could
bail
say
out to
that
there.
generally there's not a lot of dinking that goes on with that person. I think that's one of the interesting things about the game is it's like gravitates to the 4s, right?
Yeah.
So I might take it to your 2. You go to the 4. What's she gonna do? Go to the 4.
Yeah.
You're the hunter.
Yeah, but a lot of people love to dink in front of themselves,
Yep.
and I'm going to take advantage of that.
Yeah. So now talk about the attacks that you would that you look for when you're getting.
Okay.
So I say that you are going back and forth with him because I'm just a stupendous thinker and he is the weak player and you're going to target him and you're over there.
Well, it's going to have to go from both sides. what attacks I'm looking if I'm dinking
Yep.
forward,
Yeah.
what attacks I'm looking for. So this is me in control.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so typically, if I'm dinking 2 and he's dinking 2s, I'm really not.
There's not much
Looking for
there,
anything to do, right?
but I know the one we talked about yesterday was this person here is making the mistake of dinking forward,
Yeah,
and they give you a dead dink middle.
That's where
and
my
then you've got
attacks
the
are.
lob and the flick.
usually from this side, it's just a gift I get.
The other
or
thing, well,
they come here
that's the thing, and
and I'm ripping it there.
Right.
That's what opens up a 1. So that's
Yes.
my attack, yeah.
But
You
aren't
got something?
also saying if he's going from 2 to 2, 2 to 2, you're also going to try to put it back to 4, right?
Yeah, but that's not my attack. That would just
No,
be
no.
me. Yeah. So we're moving into just the attacks. Yeah. Yeah, because I would go to 4 pretty much right away. Okay, so if I'm thinking cross court with this guy, and if he's this far over, that opens the 1 big time, and that's just a setup because you're
right,
crowded.
I'm way over.
Yeah. So if he's in the neutral spot, I'm just playing along. I'm waiting on a weak kind of dink, and then I'm waiting on a dink, basically, to my forehand.
Well, I just,
You wanted to get involved.
it was
She-
really my ball.
She wants on video.
No, it was my
It was her ball.
Like in reality, I should be hunting right there, right?
Yeah, you would be hunting.
But I shouldn't do it for this scenario.
I didn't.
No, because there's
I'm just
1
saying
star.
The reason he camps over here is
There's one,
because I'm
yeah.
not hunting.
There's 1 star.
Okay.
1 star, 1 setup.
So we're just kind of fleshing this out. You know, if I'm going 2 to 2, I'm seeing if I can open up a 1. I'm going middle. I'm just looking for anything that he's given me,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to try a
pop it.
stupid shot.
That is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for you to put something high, and I'm gonna pop it.
All right,
in
I'll do
front.
that.
So let's do
You
that.
paddle up, sweetie.
So when I'm thinking cross court here, I'm just waiting on something high, and I'm gonna pop it right in front of myself. Yeah, and that's not on purpose; it just happens
Just for the video.
for the video. Yeah, so that is my attack from this side, is I'm looking for you just to pop something up, and I'm rolling it right at that person. Every once in a while, but it's not the higher percentage, but when I play this side, I will do an inside out here. If he gives me a high ball, I inside out down the line here. That's a pretty high percentage shot. We'll try it. So this is, and it's also called roasting your partner. Yep, good. Let's do it again. So here I'm just waiting on high in the middle or a ball right there, and I go down that line. So that is definitely one of the shots I look for here.
Now let's see what you look for with her going. Let's say you've gone to her 4. There's a really strong person here, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And she's just avoiding it and going to go to your 2.
Yeah, so in this scenario, if this person dinks in front of me, I have certain attacks. I'm gonna trust that my partner's coming center and they're looking to hunt anything in the middle. So when I'm dinking forward to forward, a lot of times she goes 2, I'm going 4. I'm going 4, and then I'm looking for her to pop it over this Ernie.
Okay.
Because usually if I go 4, I'm watching her paddle. A lot of times I'll get the Ernie off of this partner, bringing it to the 4. And we're gonna show that later. But for me, I'm just looking, if I'm thinking forward, I'm looking on something like that. Something just up in the air where I can attack it, or this Ernie. But I have to really watch her paddle. Once her head goes down, I can do the Ernie. The other thing I do look for on this one, which isn't, it would be maybe a 3rd. So we just dink, and then that's that lob straight ahead.
So let me ask you a question. Since you're over here, there's a good chance that she's going to be closer to the 4, and there's a good chance he's going to be here. So does that open up that 3 for an attack also?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Right?
Yes, I'm only looking for a 4 and a 1 on this situation. Yep. I'm looking to open up a 1. Yeah. So if we go back to that to build a hole, we kind of skip that section.
We kind of did on this one, right?
Yeah, so let's do that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so when I'm here, depending on, yes, if I'm dinking cross court, I'm watching what she's doing here. If I can get him moved over to the 1 and she doesn't move over, I got middle. That's one of my holes.
The other one you had was when I camped here, because maybe I don't like my backhand, right?
Yeah, then I go to the 1, which I did to force you to give me a shot, which forced the opening.
Yeah, right.
So the 1 is not a great spot to hit, especially for this person. They don't want to go straight ahead hitting 1s. I don't want to hit a 1 if this person's hanging out at 1 and this person's heavy in the middle. I want to go to 4. I need this person off that line going to middle. So that's where I'll hit a 2. I'll hit a 4, I'll hit a 2. I'm trying to open this 1, because once I open that 1, this person's going to look for an Ernie, but it makes a difficult shot for them. And then I'm looking, if this person covers, I have a 4. If this person hangs out, I have the middle channel, the 2 and 3 middle channel, which is what I hit there. So let's just kind of keep dinking.
Yeah, I feel
So
like
you just play normal and let's see what happens.
I feel like if this person doesn't like their backhand much and you put it over a little bit, they're going to take it as a forehand.
Yeah.
And to do that, he's just wide open. Right?
That's very good too. Yeah, so that's I'm seeing what I can get away with this person. If they don't like their backhand, they're moving the forehand there, and it opens my 1. Boom, because they're trying to move to take their forehand, and that opens my 1. I'm looking to create a mismatch when I'm in this situation, when they're dinking forward to forward. Now, if he goes, so don't just go 2. Let's move it all around.
Now, I think the other thing too is just getting me. If you go here, and I do like my backhand, you can move me over. I think she'll come to cover, right?
Yeah.
But,
so typically when I'm hitting in my 4s and 2s, I'm looking to move him back off a 2. I'm looking to move him back. I'm looking to move him back, and I'm watching this person here. If they move to cover, then I have the 4. Because once she started moving and leaning, once I can get her weight on that right foot, then I off foot her. I go behind her. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
I really like, I like both positions, but this is, I'm not trying to hit all sorts of, oh yeah, I want to hit a 2 here, I want to hit a 4 here, I want to hit a 3. Your partner has no idea what's happening. But if they know the same system I do, they know I'm working to open that 1. And once I go there, they can shift, we can all shift. But they know I'm trying to work that 4. So it's not a surprise what I'm doing. That's
exactly.
What else do you see?
Well, the thing that I see is that depending upon the athletic ability of the people, these openings could open up at any time too. You're theoretically saying 2 and 4, 2 and 4 and that, but yet if someone lags behind, all of a sudden that 2 and 3 could be open because the person didn't cover well enough, right?
Yeah, so
what you're saying is you're always looking for that opening. It may not be 1, it may not be 4, it may be 2 and 3 because they're not covering fast enough.
yeah, so the 2s and 4s of my system is the blueprint. This is the base. There's always, pretty much 90% of the time, there's a backhand there. So I can work my 2s and 4s to open up 1s and 3s, but anything that opens up at any time is a go. If it's a green light and that hole opens, I'm working the numbers to open up the other numbers. So the 2s and 4s is the blueprint. Now I'm going to build a house on it, and I can customize this house as I build, which is what Vic is saying.
Can I just say that?
Yeah.
I know we're talking about right-handers, but the concept is equally the same, except the numbers might be different if, in fact, you had a left-hander.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just saying, if in fact the person's left-handed and listening to this, oh my gosh, I'm going to try to go to, no, what you're really doing is saying the 2s and 4s are where typically the backhands are.
Yep.
Right?
Typically, yes.
Yeah,
So
that's
if it's a righty-lefty, they typically stack. I still have my 4 available because the lefty stays over there and the righty's here. So I still have my 4, but now I might go to 4s and 1s. Right. And I tell my partner, hey, righty-lefty, now my 4s and 1s. If they're unstacked, now my 2s and 3s are open. Right. So exactly right. So the 4s and 2s are the blueprint, but it changes as we build the house or as the teams differ and as the skill level of the teams differ, then it might open up different spots. But the beauty of this is also the communication we use, which is I can say, hey, 2s is open to my partner. He knows exactly where he's going. Hey, 3s are open. He knows where to go. I know where he's going. That's the beauty of the communication in this, having the different numbers on that side, not all the same numbers on each square, but different throughout the kitchen line. So let's just run this out and see what happens. So you're coming to me, I'm going 2s, I'm bringing it back to 4. She brings it away to a 4 because that's what she's going to do, and that's a smart play. So let me go 2s. So what I'm looking here, I'm going to his 2. So now we're working 4 to 4. I'm over here, I'm hunting middle, right there. Whoa, jeez.
None of us. My whole head
Seriously.
went back this way because that's where your ball was going. Like, there's no way she gets that.
No, I was done. I was talking to the camera. Hey, look at how great that shot. Whoa. Let's play that out again.
Great block, sweetie.
There, Tia, get that. Okay.
Starlet.
Sometimes.
Starlet. So I think that's good. That's what I'm opening. I'm hitting 2s, mainly from this side, trying to open the 1, trying to open the 4. Yep, depending on what you do. If she comes squeezes to help out, then I'm searching for that 4. If he brings me to a 1, I'm looking for a 4 down the line. A lot of times I want to move him back so I open up the 1 there. That's what I'm looking for from this side. Those are the holes I'm trying to build.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we've done for both sides
Yeah.
the dinking, the neutralizing, the opening of the holes and filling of the holes, and the attacks.
Yep.
So now I think we want you as the hunter, right? So your Vic can, the
Yep.
ball can be going to him, and I think then you're going to talk about all lines not being created equal,
Yeah. Yes.
positioning, like strength of your partner, and then what you're looking for attacks.
Okay, good. Let me make sure this is still working. Let's all get a drink real quick.
Great block, man.
Shar, your craft services.
What?
Craft services, that's what they call the food and beverage.
Oh. I'm trying to get ready for the tournament on Sunday, just to be super calm, get my paddle.
Yeah, this is going to help. It's going to take your mind off
You
it.
never would have made that block even a week ago. It required too much
That was a good
paddle
block.
ready and calmness,
Something that comes
and
from because of my alpha
not
background.
no freaking out, right?
Right.
It's like we're covering.
Like
we're
no, oh
covering
no, or oh
chapter-
God, or anything.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 and 2 is getting to the point where you can hit 2s and 4s, and so maybe saying something to the effect of, what we're doing here is this is the important part of the game. Yeah, then we'll talk maybe about how do you get there, because once you get there, this is what you do.
Yeah,
Do you know what
and
I'm saying?
we did all that yesterday
Oh,
in a
okay.
video, yeah. We just had 3 of us because I just wanted to focus on,
Oh, I got you.
yeah. So we did all that yesterday, so now we moved to
Oh, I got you.
how we're going to film these chapters.
I got you.
Yeah, because that would have been already done, yeah. So that he was saying kind of, you know, which is
What you
smart.
did
I heard it,
yesterday,
right.
Yeah.
that what we're doing here, you got to get here somehow. You know?
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
got you've got a drill so that
In other
you
words,
can
why
hit
am
the
I
board
doing
too
this?
when you
How'd
want
how'd
to.
I get
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah, so we explained the whole 2s and 4s systems yesterday, and we filmed it when we practiced before. So then
So,
we were moving to this
Now
chapter.
your role is workhorse, so you're going to go to 2s and 4s, and David's going to talk about his role as the hunter, where he is on the court and why, depending upon stronger partner, equal, weaker, and what he's looking for attacks.
Okay, so typically, if these people are going
gonna have
cross
you
court,
hold the
cross
ball.
court, they're going 4s and 4s or 4s and 3s or whatever, I become what I call the hunter, all right? So I'm the hunter, I'm hunting anything out of the air to be able to attack. This person's job is to kind of set me up. Yes, they're looking for their 2 attacks, and if they aren't, they don't always come up. So his job is just to play defense, to get me into the game hunting. I'm looking for anything up in the air that I'm gonna smoke down the middle. That's my job as the hunter. It also puts tons of pressure on that person in front. Because a lot of times the person just sitting there watching the ball go back and forth, they think they're out of the game, but they should be in this game. I'm in the game, I'm looking, I'm putting pressure, I'm faking Ernie's, So that's what I'm doing as the hunter who's not touching the ball. So let's see that scenario. So we're just gonna start dinking. So I'm just looking, I'm watching. If I see there's nothing yet, that could be. I see that that's gonna be.
Here you go.
So once he pushed her and she was kind of off balance and had to move back, I didn't have to worry about covering this line. That would be a very difficult shot for her with her paddle down behind her for her to try to hit it down this line. If she gets it, it's a miracle, no big deal. But I know once he pushed her, that's what I'm looking for. He pushed her, her shot is typically, and now depending on exactly what I see, but I noticed that her shot was gonna come back center, so I moved center. If I notice that she's gonna hit her shot up over this line, that's my Ernie. So I'm looking for 2 attacks off of his 4-4, which is a high ball over the middle that I smoke down the middle, or I'm looking for the Ernie. But I'm watching how this person moves to be able to recognize which shot is coming. So, and I typically, when they're doing 4-4, a lot of people are here, oh, I gotta cover this line. No, you don't have to cover this line. That's when they're hitting backhands here, it's very difficult for them to come down this line. So I wanna cover neutral and center. I don't wanna worry about this line. Not all lines are created equal. If I'm on this side, I might cover the line because that's come to a forehand that they can roll down that line. So that's different. Don't really worry about the line when we got a backhand on this side. Worry about the line when you got a forehand. But it depends what shot they get. If they get a fluffy shot, you worry about the line. If they're getting a penetrating shot, you would move to center neutral, and we'll show that in a bit. But let's keep fleshing this one out. So I'm just looking for, I'm only looking for a gift, which is just the shot they pop up, or this one over the center, or an Ernie. I'm watching her paddle. I'm watching how she moves. There's nothing there. I'm just putting it back. Now they're back. I'm back to hunting. There's nothing there yet. And then he was doing the same on the opposite side. He was hunting from that side. He had it. I just missed it. So I'm watching her paddle. If she opened and her paddle's closed, boom, he hunted that one. That was perfect. That's what the hunter does over there. Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Trying to keep it away from you.
Yeah, so I'm putting, so let's stop there. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So she made a mistake here. I haven't even touched the ball, right? But she's trying to keep it away from me because she knows I'm an aggressive player, and she missed just trying to avoid me. So I was in the game even though I didn't touch the ball. So that's good. Let's just do a few more. So I want to get an Ernie set up. That one, yeah. And he's got to cover. So that's perfect. That's perfect.
For my
So
bailout.
he's going backhand to backhand. He camped. I went for my Ernie. Boom, the gap was open, the 2s and 3s. She didn't have to hit it hard down the gap. She just had to put it in the hole. She built the hole, she filled the hole, boom, it's done. So let's do, so what do you think?
I love it.
We didn't get an Ernie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
I was actually trying to bail out there.
So Vic has to push that dink because otherwise I'm not going to that Ernie, you know?
I know how to give it to him really well. I can reliably give him that ball if you want.
Yeah, he has a year of practice. That one, there we go.
Perfect.
So that one, so I'm looking for one to go wide and behind her, and that's typically one that they bring up over this corner, and that's the one I'm looking for an Ernie. So there really was nothing, because I always saw her paddle cocked and ready to go back this way. It never went behind her. If the paddle goes behind her, that's where I'm getting an Ernie. That's where I'm jumping that corner. But it never went that way in that scenario, so it wasn't there until that very end.
Okay, so now I think you go back there, right? And you're without the ball,
Okay.
and I'm dinking to Vic. Vic's going back here, and what your position is and what your attacks.
Just the opposite side.
So it's a mirror image, actually, what the attacks I'm looking for from here. I'm looking for something high over the middle I can attack and put back in front of me. And I'm looking for the Ernie on this side. So he's gonna work his 2s, 2.5s, maybe 3s. He's trying to open up a 1. I know if he rips a 1, that's my chance to Ernie, watching his paddle. Because once his paddle opens up and his head goes down, typically this is where the people are bailing out. They don't know Coach David's bailout spot, but they should. They're going right over the center, which opens up that Ernie. And a lot of times I actually Ernie this way and hit it cross because nobody's expecting that.
Yeah.
So let's,
That's pro.
can you think of anything else? Those are the two I look for as far as.
That's it, yeah.
Well, and it also is he's setting you up for that because he's going to the 2.
He's going
So
to
it's
the
like
2.
and then Gordon's going to try to go to his 2, which is your forehand.
Right. I mean, I'm kind of boxed in. If he can hit the spot,
I want them to see how much court I can take.
Right.
So when they were going cross court, I was taking a lot of court. I was shrinking the court on that team. They could, sure, they could try to bring it here, but I got it. It's my forehand. I got no problem getting over there and getting it. They aren't going to burn me backdoor because he's hitting penetrating dinks. So I am shrinking this court on it. This person typically doesn't have to come back to middle each time because I'm in the middle. Now, if they hit a screaming dink, they should know that's when I'm earning, and then they got to cover middle. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So here I'm covering middle. I don't worry about this line unless he gives a fluffy shot where this person can actually set up and go over that line. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. And I might not get the first one, but I'm ready and I get the second one. I'm just looking for a high middle ball right there. And I'm going in front of me. Or we just win on the dink. A lot of people,
'Cause I didn't want to give you that ball.
they don't trust the dink and they're pulling out of that dink. There we go.
Yep.
That was perfect. So that's just by him going to the 2, He didn't really have to change. He's hitting this person's backhand. He's actually moving them back. He's waiting on this person to move over to go to a 4. He's waiting to pin him, and then he's going to go to a 1. That's what Vic's job is, which we showed when I was over there. But now we're showing, what does this guy do? This guy is a presence. He is pressure. He's moving. He's not sitting here like a dope.
So now, keep going there, and I'm going to slide over this way, and then you go over there. But go over. Hopefully, I'll be able to still get it. We'll see.
So here he's going to 2. I'm still hunting.
That's right.
I got nothing.
Sorry.
So probably about 3 shots ago, go over there.
Only it's too good.
Oh, okay.
I'll.
Okay, I got it.
We're very cooperative.
Good. Good.
And that's my Ernie. Boom.
Yep.
That's perfect. So I'm looking for those 2 scenarios. One, he's working the 2. I know he's my partner. He also is very smart because he has learned the 2-4 system. So we can play as a super team, a power team. I know he's going 2s. I know he's not going to randomly just shoot this ball all over the place, and he's not going to attack off the bounce something stupid and just start chaos ball. He's working this 2. He's waiting for him to move back or actually turn his feet, which now puts him wrong-footed, which sets up this cross-court shot to the 1. So I'm watching what's happening. I know, oh, he's going to go to the 1 here. He goes to the 1. It's penetrating. That's my Ernie, and that's when I take that. Very simple. I'm not looking for 1,000 different things. My mind is clear. I'm looking for these 2 attacks. That's it. Now, if we're this is the last part of it, right?
Well, I'm going to do one more thing.
Okay. Because that would be a segue into the gifts, but maybe it's coming.
Yeah, the gifts will come. Maybe
Okay.
they'll come. Okay, so now I want you to go to the 4.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so he's bringing it 4. I'm working this center. That's my ball.
Oh, yeah, well, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay.
So I want this person. I don't want this person moving back and forth. I got this gap covered. I'm just putting it back to the 4. I got this gap covered. He's going to have to hit a great shot to beat me. Yeah, I'm just moving it back. I'm just moving it back. I'm actually out of the corner of my eye. I'm watching this person. So go ahead and move over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I need to, right? Like
Yeah, like you're,
I'm leaving that open.
yeah, because, so let's stop. And the reason, let's go the reason why.
If he is going to the 2, then it's going to be hard for Dick to turn and go to the 1. Right? So I can squeeze middle.
You're squeezing middle because he's pinning himself. Now, if he's going back to neutral, or if it was a different, if he was the more mobile player, it's different.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Because he's pinned on 4.
He's pinned on 4,
I have to cover.
so you're covering the gap, right?
Yes.
So then my attack is, my setup is
Attack
coming.
You're going to take that bouncy ball and.
Because that's where it opens the 1.
Yeah.
She moving over because he's staying pinned, or she's the aggressor and she likes to take more court. So when this ball comes to me, let's keep running it.
And that's what I wanted to show is like that ball.
And then
is,
the 1 opens.
And I wanted to show that ball and 2-on-1, which you did. But
Okay.
what ball is yours and what's Vic's? And,
Nice, nice.
Right.
Okay, let's do that. Let's make sure we do that.
Yeah,
The bone.
the bone.
Okay, so in this, we're gonna go into a section called the bone, which is the 2-on-1 attack. So he's the bone. We're a dog on a bone. We're just staying on this guy. He has to really hit a great shot to burn me, or he just hits a pro shot there. So I don't want this person bouncing back and forth. This is my forehand. We're just pressuring. We're just pressuring this 4. We're just pressuring this 4, and we get it. So it's try to beat me if you can.
Okay.
So we're just pressuring, and then I can do all sorts of stuff. But okay, watch that ball there.
I'll take it. Here, I'll
So
take
we're
this
on the
one.
bone here, and typically a lot of times it happens on this 4 shot. The 4, because it's a backhand, so it's difficult for them to hit any kind of cool attacks. So when we're on this bone, typically it's on the 4. We can do a bone on the 1 or the 2, you know, depending on the person. So the bone is the weakest shot of the weakest player. That's what we call the bone. So if we find the bone, we're just going to stay on that bone. 2-on-1, we're 2 players playing against 1.
So in this case, many rec players would say, look, he's way over here taking that ball, and I'm letting you have that.
Right.
Why is that?
Because we're hitting it to the weakest shot of the weakest player. We're
It's
not
his-
worried about them hitting some great, fantastic shot to beat me.
It's his forehand,
Yep.
and he can place that precisely here, whereas with your backhand, you're reaching back here. That's why when it bounces, it's, right?
And this person has to be the more dynamic player, you know? Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if it was
All I
me,
wanted to do is just get the explanation as to why, if somebody would see that way over there.
let's go me and you here.
Yeah.
And this is the bone. I'm gonna take more court because I can hit these shots.
Yep.
Oh!
I thought I'd lulled you to sleep. She's like, whoa.
Oh, no, I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, so if this is the more dynamic player, I'm taking more court. I'm actually really good at this backhand. I'm gonna bring it back. And I know Vic's backhand is great, but his forehand isn't as good as my backhand. So in this scenario, we aren't squeezing as much
The
court.
other nice thing about that is, let's just do that.
And this could be like
Let's sit.
added bonus
Well, and I like
stuff.
talking about court positioning, and again, like playing with a weaker player or a stronger player or an equal,
Yeah.
because then it brings in kind of mixed doubles, and so I like this a lot.
I like it as a bonus though.
Yeah.
Because it's really not part of the 2s and 4s.
Right.
It's just nuances of
but it
But
needs.
it kind of, so go here and do how you would do.
partner dynamics, I think.
So the nice thing there is that, is that Vic was able to get that ball, and I hit a pretty good
He
one.
was
and he
still
was
able to get
able to get it because of the court you cover,
Yeah.
And it's also
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because
Because
I
he's-
wasn't way over here covering.
exactly.
So now if it's me and him,
Right.
So now
and I
it's
tried to burn you. That will go here, and you're going to cover.
so I
Yeah.
don't worry about. I'm
'Cause
watching his paddle.
Yeah.
I know if that paddle turns, I'm cheating over to get
Yeah.
the ball before you ever hit the ball.
Yeah.
That's just high level play.
I'll try it again.
Is I'm looking at his paddle. Once I see it flat, 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 I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. Maybe, yep, right there. Yep, because I saw once it turned where it's going to go here, then I move
And
over.
I turned late. I mean, I held it,
Yeah.
but you still saw it and got over.
Because I'm just staring at that. I don't care about anything else. Nothing else matters in this world at that moment except your paddle angle.
It's great.
Yeah. Most people don't play that way, but shoot. So that one I should have let you get. But the pressure we put on here.
Good
So
cover,
Vic, that's
City.
where when
Great
she came
cover.
over, that's the one. Yeah. You built the hole, now we got to fill the hole. Middle, middle, middle.
Come on.
You're supposed to be cheating over.
I was telling you where I was going. No. Okay, that's really. Now let's do the same on this side though, just to show the partners.
Okay, do you want here or do you want there?
Let me start here. Yeah.
You're still hammering the 4.
We're gonna do 2-on-1,
You're still the
hammering the 4.
You don't do 2-on-1
Do it. You do
to
the
this.
thing over
You don't do 2-on-1 to this person very often at all.
No, because it's
just
so
too-
risky. But I'm
right.
I'm gonna see it, because this is where Vic likes to go forward and
I
he
know.
gets roasted, right? I hate going forward when I'm on that side.
Vic actually likes to go forward most on this side because he doesn't trust.
When you're on that.
When Vic is
I
there,
know where you are.
yes, when his forehand is to the line because he doesn't trust taking his forehand across court.
I think he goes this. This is where he gets beat more.
Okay.
Though, on this side.
Vic doesn't like this discussion.
Boy, it's fun being the.
Okay, good. So now let's say we found a weakness and it's this player. So we're just going to that player. Okay. And I'm just taking court.
Jesus, honey.
I'm
What are
just
you doing?
taking
I'm not-
court.
why is
I'm
your-
watching his paddle
I
to
think
see
that's my
if he
ball
does
right
anything.
there, right?
Oh, I see. Okay. Maybe.
Okay, now do you feel in a tournament you should be that far over?
No.
Right.
Probably not.
So why do it?
Okay. Good point.
Yeah. Because if I was Vic, he's going to roast you.
Yeah.
So I'm watching. I don't have to worry
That would've
about.
been yours,
The only thing
based
I'm
on
looking
the
about
trajectory.
here, he can only burn me on the 1 or a lob. So I'm watching his paddle. That's where I have to be careful right here because he turned his paddle, or if he switches his paddle over. Just watching that paddle is important. I'm just watching that paddle. That could be a whole video, but
Right.
it could be a bonus.
It would also be great if you could like freeze, like a close up of the paddle.
Yeah, this is what I'm looking
Like,
for.
Here I am. Like, where is the ball going?
Yeah, and I could do that.
I think it's a bonus section or a separate video.
Yeah, or hey, buy this video within 14 days and you get this free video.
Yeah.
Paddle angles, what
Right.
to look for.
But it is. I mean, it is part of the way you play and where you decide to go and put the ball, right? Like because if you see that paddle,
It's part of my
your
attacks.
attack.
It is part of my
It's part
attacks
of your attack.
because I don't do that Ernie unless I see that
Like,
paddle
you see
drop.
Right.
here.
Yep. That foot go back and the paddle drop.
And know you guys have heard this before. I don't even know who told you. Some guys watching at Beer City. He talked about the 3 R's, about being ready, reading, and then reacting. So that reading is what you're talking, being ready, and then
Yeah.
you're watching what she's doing and you're reading it, and then you're going to react to that read.
Yeah, that's good.
But I like what you said about I have a very clear mind. I don't have 1,000 options.
Right,
I got
I'm looking
two.
at one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for two attacks. And then the gifts. So we're playing, I'm looking for my 2 attacks, and then we see what happens. That would be one of my attacks, normal attacks, and maybe you do a slob, you know. Maybe you just accidentally pop it up. So I'm here, I'm hunting, and then there's a slob, right? That's a gift. So we don't even have to look for it or think about it because it's just a gift. You're not gonna re-gift, right? You're gonna take that gift and you're gonna hit that shot. Somebody pops one up, we call that a gift. So I'm looking for, when we're going this way to this way, I'm looking for just my attack over the middle for him to hit something high, and boom. Then I take it. But let's say he just tries a lob, and he slobs it. Boom. There, I'm just going to take that gift. It's not something I look for or have to look for.
Got all the time in the world.
Right, my brain is clear because I'm only looking for this high one over the middle. But if they give you a gift, we take the gift. Right? We're dinking forward. They pop it up. That's a gift. We don't have to think about that or look for it. We're just going to take it because it's a gift. We like gifts. That could be it.
Yeah.
Let's see how long that took. 51 minutes. That's pretty good. And then adding in the pre-stuff, which is probably 30 minutes maybe even 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're looking at just over an hour. Add some bonus stuff. Hour and a half is perfect. Anything longer than that. My
Now, are
whole
you
self-defense
thinking
system
about
is 2
this
hours.
As a video, or are you thinking about this as a clinic?
Online program and a clinic.
Okay.
The clinic's going to take longer because you wouldn't race through it like this.
Right,
It would
right.
be
You've gotta have
probably,
practice.
you could
You've
do a
gotta practice.
2-day clinic, you know.
Oh, you've got to have everybody in every position and practicing that.
Right.
And, oh, yeah, that could take as long as you wanted it to.
Yeah, just practicing. I'm going to tell you, getting most people even think about 2 and 4
Yeah.
would be a whole session all by itself.
Yeah.
You don't think that way.
Right.
And just getting Kathy and Judy to hit the 4.
But you got them to.
yeah,
quickly.
that was easy,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
now let's do the 4 in a seminar.
Right.
Let's work on the 4. Now let's work on the 2. Look what that opens up.
Yep.
Okay. You guys want to play some?
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for watching. This is for all you guys. I'll probably delete all these at some point. But this is for all you subscribers who are loyal to my channel. You get all this stuff for free, basically. So make sure you can go ahead and download it. Don't share it, of course. And then once I get that video, hopefully I'll be able to give my subscribers a discount. I'll just bring it out to my subscribers first and then open it up to everybody else. So thanks for watching. See ya. Boop. And we'll film it soon.